It's 1999 again, and you're standing in front of the crow's nest. All 5 of you are there. It's summer. Must be sometime before the disappearance of your friend Thomas. You've hidden your bikes among the trees surrounding the house and are eager to start your exploration. You've heard there's a freaky room in the house. It's full of stuffed animals and shrunken human heads. You just have to see this. You aren't sure if there's someone living in the house now. Someone told you that the owner is living somewhere abroad, but then again someone else told you that the house is haunted, so difficult to know what's true and what isn't. Thomas is there, and Thomas says to you, Ralph, "Come on, let's break in. We'll smash some windows and climb in. You're the smallest, so you should have an easy time fitting through."
Well, yeah, I know, but, I mean, do we have to break in? Could we just, maybe the back door's open or something? I mean, if no one's living there.
Are you chicken? Come on, don't be such a wuss. Shit.
Don't call me chicken, Thomas.
Typical.
Well, you are.
Well, no, I'm just cautious. You know, if you cut yourself on a broken bit of glass, you can get bad infections, you know? I saw it on the news.
I try to find a good branch that I could use to just poke at a window or maybe even smash it in.
Yeah, you start looking for a branch and Thomas has you beat. He grabs a rock and throws it at a window. He's a lot more worked up than he is normally. He's very, very eager about this, it seems. It's not... There's something about it that's a little bit off. But you know, he's like this sometimes, you know. He's not always the most stable.
I quickly draw out a handkerchief, because I always carry handkerchiefs, and just go, "Thomas, look, okay, at least use this to clear glass. You don't want to cut your hands."
"Thanks," he says. And he looks away and takes the rock and he smashes it against the window, and it shatters loudly and glass shards fly everywhere. And Thomas, he's looking at the window and, shit, how are we going to get through here? And you have a stick. What do?
I come up with the branch, and I see his kind of fervor. He is so I worked up, yeah. And it's off-putting and engaging at the same time. I can't help by getting a bit carried along, but I'm nervous too, because what if someone comes? But I move up with my stick, and I try to just start hitting the sides of the glass that are stuck at the side of the window.
Look, wait, Gabrielle, come on, let Michael get in there. He's the tallest, so he can actually, if we're actually doing this, he could climb in easiest.
But the window's small. Come on, you should go. Thomas says to you, Ralph. I mean, you fit in.
Well, Michael's gonna need to give me a leg up then.
Alright, we'll work together.
Okay. Fine, okay, if you help me get up there, then I'll go in. Gosh.
I look at Thomas excitedly as Ralph is convinced to go in. It's nice to see that we're all in on this, and I look at Ursula too.
Yeah, and she seems excited. I wonder what we'll find inside. You work together to get inside of the crow's nest. And Ralph, you crawl in through this busted open little window here, and you have a door close by that you can unlock from the inside.
I go over to just quickly unlock the door so the others can get in, thinking to myself, I don't know why I always do what Thomas tells me to do. I mean, you know, okay, he's probably my best friend, and he must be having a problem at home. Every time those parents of his are strict, he gets like this. He wants to break things and run around. So, and I go to open the door for the others, fiddling with the latch or whatever is there.
Yeah. You all come inside the house now. It smells old. The air is a bit stale, but there's not a lot of dust in here. Furniture is kind of fancy, but it looks outdated by more than a few decades. Michael and Ursula immediately rush off to explore. Ursula yells, "I'll find the shrunken heads first."
"No, you won't," I say, and I go along after her. "Come on, Michael."
Thomas is also gone somewhere. Ralph, you're finding yourself in here in this room. It's There's a big bookshelf here, you see. Lots of different books.
Huh.
Oh, look. That says Tolkien on there. You love Tolkien.
I do like Tolkien. It's fun. I guess I'll have a little look. I don't really want to touch anything. I mean, these technically do belong to someone. This isn't like an abandoned house. Not really. I mean, when they said abandoned, I thought it'd be abandoned, but, this doesn't look that abandoned. Okay, yeah, I guess I could just look at the books. What other books are there?
Yeah, there's Tolkien, there's some of the classics, there's a bunch of Hemingway, and... Yeah, and you see that there's something sticking out of the Tolkien book. Wait, it looks like money.
I go over to the book and I just open it.
Yeah. There's $100, $20 bills. What are you gonna do with that?
Wow. Why would they have it in the book? Oh, I couldn't take it. No, I quickly hide the money better in the book, so it's proper inside, and I put the book back, feeling very awkward, like, it's a really strange bookmark. Why would you use money for a bookmark?
Yeah, that's weird. You put it back, and you continue looking at this large collection of literature. It's, Tolstoy, some Shakespeare, it's all the big names, all the books you're supposed to have. And meanwhile, Gabrielle, you've been sneaking around, exploring the house. There's a really bad smell coming from an old sofa. Like really bad, like stinks of rot. What do you do?
I just stop and stare at it. Like, that's so disgusting. So I take my stick and I go up to it and I start sort of poking at the cushions.
It seems to be coming from, like, underneath the sofa. Nothing in the sofa itself. Maybe underneath it.
I hold my nose and I lay down to look what's underneath.
And two dead rat eyes stare at you, caught in a mousetrap. There's maggots crawling out from it.
And I just gag.
And when you look back...
God, that's...
When you gag and you look back, Thomas is there, smiling nervously. Moves over closer to you. What did you see?
It's a dead rat. Do you smell it?
Oh, that shit is nasty.
Oh, it's horrible. And I kind of can't stop looking at it because it's this gruesome sight. Because you only see this in these kind of time-lapse films. I never seen maggots like this before. And I just look at it and I start poking it with a stick.
You do. And Thomas has his own stick, and you're sort of poking at it together. And you have this weird moment of kind of togetherness as you share this moment as you're poking this dead rat with your sticks. And Thomas says to you, Gabrielle?
Yeah.
I never know who's my friend and who's not, so I just need to ask. Are you my friend?
I look at him and I feel all warm and kind of nervous, because I really like him, and the way he always seems to be kind of somewhere else makes me feel like I want to get close to him somehow. I don't look into his eyes. I look away, but I say, yeah, of course I am your friend.
And what about the others? Are they my friends too? Tell me the truth.
I mean, of course they're your friends. I mean, we all stick out for each other, right?
Yeah, I guess.
What do you Why?
I just fucking hate it here. I just hate living here in Bethlehem. I hate not being with my mother. Sometimes I even hate all of you, and I know that's not good, but sometimes you're all that keeps me alive. Fuck this. I can't take this shit anymore. How do you keep from going insane, Gabrielle?
And I kind of just put my stick down and I just lean kind of against him. I don't know. I hate it too. I mean, where is your mom? Do you know?
I don't.
Well, maybe we'll, find her someday.
I don't think so. But the fact that you think that makes you stronger than me. I'm not okay. I haven't been for a long time.
Yeah. You always seem to think about stuff. And I don't want to ask, but because it's your stuff. But, I'm here.
Can I show you?
Show me what?
He lifts up his shirt and shows you his back. It's covered in bruises as well as some nasty scars.
Who did this?
And he looks at you with eyes filled with tears. Fuck it. I'm not gonna get all mushy. I'm a man. Yeah, I'm a man. Let's catch up with the others.
It's okay. I mean, it's okay. I mean, I just, this is...
No, Gabrielle.
Like,
no.
If you show...
We have to go. All right, let's go find the others.
Thomas.
Hey, you guys, check this out. You hear Ursula yelling for you.
I find myself concerned that I'm alone downstairs, and I start heading to Ursula's voice.
Yeah. You do, and Thomas has rushed off ahead of you. He seems to be kind of wanting to build some distance between himself and you, Gabrielle. Like he's ashamed or something like that.
Yeah, I'm left feeling confused and a little bit hurt. So I sit for a bit longer and I just watch the maggots now kind of crawling on the stick. And then I decided it's just too much. It's just too strong. The stench in here. I just follow, not knowing, not being so... I kind of lost the urge to explore, but should get out of here anyway.
Yeah. And I suppose you make it to the same room eventually as the others are in, which is this rather large room that looks like it's straight out of a museum. It's filled with paraphernalia from different parts of the world, carved tusks of elephants and walruses, masks, model boats, weird runic statues, and the heads of about 20 different kinds of animals. Lions, tiger, a polar bear. And in one corner, there are shrunken heads, just as promised. Shit, Michael says, and Ursula also, what? It's like almost in unison you say that.
They weren't lying, I say. I go up to the shrunken heads.
You do. And Thomas has gone up as well. And he moves to touch one of them.
Thomas, don't just touch things. What are you doing? This is what happens in our games. You always go and touch the obviously trapped chest.
You are fairly close to him again now, Gabrielle, and he looks to you as he's put his hand on this shrunken head, and he just has this dumb smile, like everything's okay.
I try to lean against him, and I reach out my hand to touch another one.
You do. And there's a hot wind that blows through the crow's nest, and it's making this awful racket with doors banging, and this noise on top of all the messed up things that you've seen now fills you with terror. And before you know it, all of you angels are running downstairs and out the front door. And we return to 2019 as the rain continues pouring down. The crow's nest is in front of you. Light is coming through the window to the door and also from a room on the second floor, and there's a car parked in front.
How the hell did you manage to bring us here? We were trying to find the main road.
Well, I just said it couldn't turn back. The road was too narrow.
Well, look, there you go. Look, a car. See? There's people there waiting to do, well, God knows what.
Yeah. What did you think again? The baseball bats? A group of people?
Gabrielle, come on. You're making it sound like I'm, paranoid or something. This thing happens. In Australia, do you know how many people go missing every year?
I just roll my eyes and I get out because I want to look at this other car and see if I can get an idea of if there's anything in there.
I kind of grab my umbrella and hurry out after her, like, Gabrielle, don't you just walk into things?
It's a Ford Taurus, maybe 10 years old. You see that the keys are in the ignition.
I open the door and honk the horn.
Yeah, and you do that. You turn on the car, it runs fine. You honk the horn. It makes a loud honking sound in the forest here in front of the house, but other than that, nothing happens. It smells pretty bad in this car, like someone forgot food rotting under a seat or something like that.
Don't like that. Turn it off and close the door and just kind of I start waiting for a reaction with Ralph there. If nothing happens, I guess I'll just go in under the porch to at least not get water all over me.
Yeah, it's still coming down very hard, the rain. And you're standing there and on the porch then, and you're protected from the rain here. You see light coming through the door window here.
I look back to Ralph. Well, aren't you going to bring your laptop? I thought you had all those characters.
I highly doubt at this point that this is Michael or Ursula wanting to play a game of D&D. I grab my laptop anyway from the car and I walk up to the porch. Look, okay, if we knock on the door and let people do whatever scary shit they want to do to us, will you at least then go? Because I can't drive the car.
And I put my hands in my pockets and I find that can of pepper spray that I have there. And I kind of squeeze it tightly and hold it there ready to use if something goes bad. But I don't really think it would. I try to just open the door.
Yeah. You move to open the door. There's a pair of Wellingtons outside the door here, and there's a old doormat that's emblazoned with welcome. The door is unlocked, actually, and you're able to open it.
Hello?
It's quiet. There's a single paraffin lamp that's sitting on a chair here. Other than that, it seems to be very dark. There's a mat just inside the door, a series of coat hangers, and a shoe rack. There's a pair of boots in here also that are still wet that stand on the floor in front of the shoe rack. There's also a key ring that hangs by the door. And you see some kind of stair. There's a set of stairs leading up a little bit inside this hall here.
Are the boots male or female? Can I see that?
The boots are definitely male.
Michael? Michael, are you there?
It's quiet.
I look back to Ralph.
I let out a heavy sigh and just storm in, already irritated by this whole scenario, and I just sort of look around. Does it look like, other than the boots, does the place look lived in? After all, it's been almost 10, 20 years, and we thought the house was abandoned back then, so does it look the same?
It has changed, you think, but it's very dark, first and foremost. How are you going to try and get light here?
I take my phone out of my pocket and shine the torch.
It casts a cold light over the premises. There's shadows that play hide and seek in the corner of your eyes, and the floor creaks under your feet as you're moving. It smells like smoke. There's a fire burning somewhere in the house. As you get closer to the stairs, as you're just moving in, you feel like it gets stronger there.
As I see Ralph move in with the torch, I do the same with my free hand, the one I'm not holding the pepper spray in my pocket with. And I just look at him and I can't believe that was the little guy who got in first through the window. He's so different now. He's grown up. I don't know, I kind of miss the innocence of back then.
I smell the air, and I say, well, okay, someone's lit a fire somewhere. We can see that from outside, so someone's upstairs not responding to anything we say. So suspicious much, Gabrielle? Can we go? Look, there's no one come to say hi.
Well, this whole thing, I mean, what has it been if not suspicious? This is obviously what he wants. It's probably Michael, because those big boots.
I don't know why Michael would do this, though. I mean, he's involved in some strange things, I kind of say under my breath.
And I say, and I think to myself that it's more... Well, it's more and more likely that this is Thomas. From everything that he wrote to what he said, somehow he's been gone and he's now back. I say quietly, Thomas?
There's like a brief, just kind of creak coming from somewhere upstairs.
Thomas? Is that you?
Are you actually going to go upstairs, Gabrielle? Don't tell me you're just going to go upstairs.
What if it is him? He's been gone all this time. I mean, not that I've heard from anyone else of you, but I don't know what happened.
No, I don't know either. Especially about him, because there is nothing on him. Nowhere.
What do you mean? You try to find something?
Yeah. Well, Facebook, Instagram, I followed you guys on all those things. You've noticed, right?
I guess. I'm not good at checking my notifications.
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah. Figures.
I start moving up. Maybe he's changed his identity or something.
There's a carpet that covers the stairs. And it's kind of torn and muddy. You get upstairs, and in front of you is a corridor with a number of doors. And you see light coming from one of the doors on the right side. And on the left side is a door to a room that you definitely remember. That's where all those animals and the heads were in. The other doors just seem dark, and nothing particular is coming from there. You don't remember going there.
And I get kind of nervous, and I'm thinking to myself that, someone really went through an effort here, and I'm starting to think now, definitely, that this is Thomas. This is Thomas. He's come back somehow, and I'm filled with dread and hope at the same time. Just remember our times together, how I was always trying to be a bit closer to him, and he'd come and he'd go, and all those marks on his back. And now maybe he wants to reminisce, I don't know, but I'm not gonna be jump scared by him. I'm just not. So this light coming from the opposite room is probably some kind of lure. I'm gonna I'm gonna shine my torch into the room where the heads and the animals, and try and see there first.
Oh. You move towards that room then. And Ralph, what are you doing?
I follow behind Gabrielle. I am really unhappy with this whole situation, but she's just going into the house, and I can't just leave her. I mean, I couldn't even drive away if I wanted to, and, I can't leave her, and there's definitely someone in here. It's not Thomas, because it doesn't make any sense. It's actually probably someone probably going to murder us and eat our skin, or use them for something weird, sell them on the dark net. I've seen that sort of thing. I don't know why Gabrielle is so laissez-faire about all this. But fine, I walk up, and as she's going towards that room, I'm like, Gabrielle, at least let's go to where the light's coming from. You don't need to go into random rooms.
What do you do, Gabrielle? Do you stop, or do you continue moving?
I do what I've been doing this whole evening, ignoring Ralph.
That is what you do. And the room with the animals is mostly as it was 20 years ago, still filled with freakish souvenirs from around the world. And there are the shrunken heads. There's more of them than before. Can you roll to keep it together?
13. I think I become distracted. It's like everything else that's going on in the house or with this kind of just fades away, and I get completely caught up in thinking back to that time way back when we came in here and we saw the heads. We saw the heads, and there were fewer. Someone has added heads, but I kind of don't believe that at the same time, so I can't really think straight.
Yes. You are staring at the head stare, and Ralph, unless you're actively trying to look away or not entering, you will see this as well. Do you think you will see it?
I don't. I think as soon as she goes in, I kind of swear a little under my breath, and I just start heading towards where the light is, thinking to myself, enough is enough. I'm going to go and find the light, turn it off, and when she knows no one's here, we can go. So I've gone that way. The second she went in the room, I just started storming to the light.
Indeed. And there are light switches, by the way, in the house. You have tried flipping one of them at some point already, and you've noticed that they don't turn on. There doesn't seem to be any power here, at least not right now. And you move up to the door with from where the light is coming. The door is it's like it's stuck. Like kind of budges a little bit when you push. If only you had a little bit more power. Maybe if you work together, you might be able to push this one open. It's quite a lot of it's a lot of light coming from underneath it. This is probably where the fireplace is going.
I am going to be prideful and just start shoving on it myself. I'm like, it's fine. You don't need to call for help. It's fine. I just want this door open.
And you
get it open.
You're pushing. Gabrielle, you hear all this pushing commotion now coming from the corridor, and you notice that Ralph is not around you. You see these heads, and yeah, these are fresher. They're a slightly different color as well. All right.
I think to myself that we should get out of here. Seeing that has a too real and too it's too close to actual death. I wanted to think this as a game, but that is too much. And with still the images in my mind of those early days, I start moving back down the corridor, and I just say, Ralph, we should go.
Huh? No, No, wait, you wanted to come up here. Get me...
Come on, Ralph. I just grab you by the arm.
And you try to grab him just as you're on your way to make like one big push. Maybe you're even trying to push hard now that you know that she's watching. Would you think that's logical?
Yes, I think so. I think I just kind of almost lean into the door a bit as I'm maybe about to turn round.
Yeah. And you push it, and I suppose all your efforts must have worked out. The door opens. And you look inside the room because, you're able to open the door. You see what is right there in front of you. And Gabrielle, you're pretty close by as well, trying to pull him away from there. And you both look into this room and you see that it is ablaze. Flickering flames touch the walls and pungent smoke fills your lungs. Your eyes water and your throats turn dry. And then you see the door. On the opposite side of the room is an asymmetric black door, whose white doorknob shimmers in the flickering firelight. What do?
I stumble back, and seeing Gabrielle coming from behind, I just say, yeah, okay, there you go, see, let's go! Someone set a fire!
And you look behind you, where Gabrielle was, and the fire is burning violently behind you now as well. There's heat coming from it. You have to move away from it.
I panic. Where the hell is there not fire? Why is there suddenly fire everywhere? I'm looking for an exit. Any exit?
So you're looking around. You're stuck in this room filled with flames. There's that door. That door at the edge. At the end of this room, it is there, and it's impossibly there. And your eyes turn upward towards the ceiling, and above you is infinite blackness, as if you were looking into some vast region of space without stars or any form of light. And here I want you both to lose 2 stability, as what you are seeing is completely impossible, and you are losing any grasp of reality that you may have had.
I scream, and I just stumble towards... Looking away from this horrific, impossible sight, I just stumble towards that door with the white door handle. I need to get out of this room. I need to get out of here.
Gabrielle, what do?
I just stand there, completely transfixed. I just stare up into that blackness. I feel... I'm just completely taken by it.
Yeah.
I can't shake it.
You are. Ralph, Gabrielle is just standing there, and the flames are getting closer and closer to her. What do?
I pause just before I was about to open that door, and I just run, and I grab her roughly by the shoulder. I feel very embarrassed for a few seconds, but that is then overcome by genuine terror, as I just yank her with me towards this door, saying, Gabrielle, we need to go!
And I feel like I'm not at all there. I'm not. And what happens plays out as a movie in front of my eyes. I feel, I see how I'm getting yanked and moved, and I smell the fire and feel the dryness in my throat as I'm just being pulled somewhere.
Yes, you're being pulled through this door that Ralph opens, and he pulls you to the other side. The temperature drops suddenly. It's cold in here. So not freezing, but it can't be more than 9 or 10. You're staring into a long corridor. Your eyes are drawn to the white walls that seem to be smeared in paint? No, of course not. Blood. From the distance you hear moans, sobs, and tormented cries. The walls, they stretch hundreds of meters up into the air. What the hell is this? Where the hell are you? And you catch glimpses of huge carrion birds that soar above. This is all too much. what do you do?
I lean back against the wall as soon as Ralph lets go, if he does let go.
I don't. I clutch your arm tightly as I look down this nightmarish corridor, and then I just, with my free hand, grab my phone out of my pocket. I need to get a signal. I need to call 911.
You pick out your phone, and there seems to be some bars. You try to call, and the signal, it's not like you're used to hearing it, and someone picks up on the other side, and there's just this buzzing sound. Someone's trying to say something to you, but you just can't make out what it is.
There's a fire at the old Jackson place. You need to fire. There's a fire. A forest fire. Hello?
Buzzes back as if someone's saying something, but you don't understand what they're saying.
I hang up. We need to get downstairs. Gabrielle, we need to get out of the building. I told you! They've set a fucking fire!
I look down at where you're holding me and I just say, let go of me.
Sorry. I let go.
And then I look back at the door we came from. Is it closed now?
What door?
I touch the wall where it was.
Yeah.
I just feel it. I try to feel that this is real. That there's solid matter at least.
Yeah, it feels like a wall. It's cold.
I just look around, confused.
You hear these moans and sobs coming from all around you, really. The corridor continues ahead.
This, what just...
There's a fire. Gabrielle, you're in shock. I look back to myself, see that there is no door there anymore, and I just shake my head. We just need to... Let's go. Get out of the building. Get out of the building. House fires can rapidly cover distance and time, and the smoke is probably making us... And I just say that to myself.
There's no door. I start... As you start moving down the corridor, I just look back and the door is not there.
I start just moving forwards quickly, and then I break out into a run.
I start running with you.
You run, and the corridor opens up into a room. It looks like a kid's room. Like a room that belongs to a young boy. There are toys scattered on the floor. Lots of wooden toys. Kind of old and boring looking, not the fun action figures, Ninja Turtles and the like that you remember being into. Ralph. There's a teddy bear that's been ripped to shreds among the toys. And there are alphabet blocks arranged to form words.
I briefly find my attention going towards these blocks. What do they say? Anything?
Hate. 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 Gabrielle, there's a mirror on the wall. It looks just like the one you had in your apartment.
I recognize it. I see the torn apart teddy bear. I kneel down to pick up the pieces of it and then look into the mirror.
When you look into it, you see yourself dressed in a tight short skirt, ballet boots, and heavy makeup. Fuck, this is how he wanted you to dress. Gerard. There's a burning sensation on your arm, and the tattoo with his name that you had removed has appeared again. It's as if it's bled in through the pores. It's black and your skin is red. And you see...
No.
You see him standing behind you in the mirror. His hands on your waist. He's kissing your neck. I forgive you, babe. Forgive you, baby. Come back to me, he says. His kisses, they feel... How do they feel?
They burn. And they make me weak at the same time.
Yeah.
My instinct is immediately to turn around and push him away or hit him. But it's like, it's hard. It's hard to move.
It always was hard to move, wasn't it? His hands move up towards your chest. Why was it that you put up with all his shit? Was it you? Was it how you thought you deserved to be treated? Ralph. While Gabrielle has moved towards the mirror, you see a hole in the wall above the alphabet blocks. There's something happening there on the other side. You hear people? You think you can peek through that hole?
I go and I look. I smack aside the blocks because they're in the way, and this could be an exit out of the room, which is good. We need to get out of this room. We need to get out of this house. Sure, I go through and I almost dive through the hole, but I do just pause for a moment at the sound of the voices. What do I see?
You look inside and you see a kitchen. The decor is very 90s with religious imagery and angels displayed on the walls. Thomas is there, sitting at the kitchen table with his 2 foster siblings. Mrs. Donner places a roast from the oven on the table, and the father starts dishing out mashed potatoes. Mrs. Donner calls for them to wait and then takes a picture with her Polaroid camera. You know, getting the whole family scene and the roast in there. They're sitting down, saying their prayers. Thomas is eating in silence. His foster father, Mr. Donner, the stern-looking man, he asks him, "Why don't you bring one of your friends over for a sleepover on Friday?" Thomas just stiffens and doesn't reply. "I said, why don't you bring one of your friends over for a sleepover on Friday?" And there's still just silence. You see him grabbing Thomas and pulling him off to a different room out of sight from this hole that you're looking in through. And the foster mother follows with the camera in hand. And you hear the sound of someone being beaten with a belt as flashes from the camera light up the room. It just keeps on going and going. You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Role-Playing, where we played the adventure His Last Hope for KULT Divinity Lost. His Last Hope was written by Magnus Sæther for the 2nd edition of KULT, and has been updated for KULT Divinity Lost as part of the Screams and Whispers scenario collection. The music was made by Atrium Carceri, and was used with permission from their label, Cryochamber. Check out their website at cryochamber.bandcamp.com, or their YouTube channel for some moody dark ambient for your gaming table. We would like to give massive thanks to our champions of the Red Moon, Martin Heuschober, Nastasia Raulerson, Simon Cooper, David, Julia, Camilla, Ludwig Manford, and Bob de Lange for their generous support. And we would of course also like to thank all of our other patrons. Without your support, the show would not be possible. If you want to support our work, please check us out on Patreon. You can get access to bonus campaigns for KULT Divinity Lost and Coriolis there, as well as get early and raw access to all of our recordings. You can also hear your name read on the show as a champion of the Red Moon, as well as play KULT with us. Most importantly, that support is what keeps the show going, so do check us out there. Thank you again for listening, and remember, death is only the beginning.